25/8 is in the business of time. We help leaders of small and medium-sized businesses work smarter, not harder, so they feel like they have an extra hour in the day and day in the week. Go from don't know what I don't know to I can't miss this show, as we talk proven strategies, practical tips and insider insights from a diverse range of industry leaders. Make time to grow your capabilities and confidence with 25/8. As we kick off a new calendar year, it is the perfect time to review or set your goals for the year ahead. And you may be feeling pressure to set ambitious growth goals for yourself this year. Most business narratives celebrate the chase for more revenue, more customers, more expansion, more everything. The common storyline is that real success is measured in scale, speed, and relentless momentum. But the truth is far more human. Growth is only meaningful when it is intentional, sustainable, and aligned with who each person is and what each person actually wants, not what the market or social media tells them that they should want. There are fundamental elements of any successful business, such as customer centricity and great systems. However, what takes a business from good to great is when its owner makes decisions and leads with clarity about what matters to them. They start by defining what growth means to them. Welcome to this episode of Make Time, where I'll talk about how to set meaningful growth goals for you and your business this year in a way that increases your likelihood to achieve them. I'm your host, Sam, and I'm passionate about helping you and your business thrive by working smarter, not harder. And thank you for joining me on this episode. At 25/8, we talk a lot about next level growth, but here's what often surprises people. Next level doesn't have a single definition. It is different for everyone, and so it should be. Don't get me wrong, we have spent over a decade collecting data and evidence to support what makes a successful small business. We reference frameworks such as the Harvard Business Review's 5 stages of small business growth and continuously monitor research and thought leadership. We know that there are certain things that a business can focus on to be successful, to help them navigate those 5 stages. And that's in part what we teach through our programs. We know the essential skills business leaders need to have. And again, this is in part what we develop as part of our programs. But there is one thing that if we leave out of a program, it decreases the chance of success. And psychology principles back this up too. The one thing that if we leave out, the one thing that impacts your ability to achieve things is your personal will, what you want and how much you want it. For example, when I ask you what your next level growth goals are, you might say that you want to reach a certain number in revenue. It could be that you want to impact a certain number of people. For some leaders, next level means scaling nationally or globally. For others, it means reclaiming evenings with their family. For some, it means building a business that pays them consistently without consuming their entire week. For others, it means challenging them to reach new depths of capability and personal development so they grow as a person, as a leader. Growth is personal, it's contextual, and it only becomes sustainable when you define it on your own terms, what this means to you and you only. And I say this a lot in our programs, you are the captain of your ship. You get to decide where you're headed. Setting sail to someone else's destination or on someone else's mission may mean you'll get there or you'll do it, but you're less invested in it. You're less invested in it if it's not your own, if it's not your own mission or your own destination. And that's why we begin every program, every workshop or coaching conversation or learning journey with that foundation. What does success look like? What does it mean for you? Not for the world, not for your competitors, not for your parents, not for your mentors or your industry. Because extraordinary growth doesn't come from chasing someone else's version of success. It comes from being able to articulate your own. Whatever that means to you, whether that's world domination or a mindful, slow living business, Both are great business options for the right people or right person. There's a myth in business that greatness requires sacrifice, the glorification of late nights and long hours and a constant sense of urgency. And this is one of the most damaging narratives in the entrepreneurial world. Sustainable growth is not born from burnout. It's born from clarity, capability, consistency, and human-centered systems. We see two types of business leaders that might fall into this hustle trap. And the first might be a leader who wants a lifestyle supported business but thinks they should want more. These leaders sometimes feel guilty for not aspiring to scale. But lifestyle businesses can be extraordinary when they are intentionally designed, financially secure, operationally smooth, and deeply fulfilling. The second are leaders who generally want high growth, but they try and sprint their way there. They have the ambition, but without the right strategy or the system and support, they push too hard, too fast. And the result is either for themselves or their team, exhaustion, poor decision making, and growth that stalls. Sustainable growth comes from alignment, knowing what you want, why you want it, and how to build the business model that supports it, not the model that impresses outsiders, the model that enables you to thrive. And it's okay to want a simple business, and it's okay to want to build an empire. One of the most human truths in business is that not everyone wants the same outcome. And that's not only okay, it's essential. You can want a small but profitable business that gives you time freedom. You can want a high impact company that grows exponentially, a consultancy that supports a comfortable lifestyle, a product business that reaches millions. The extraordinary emerges when your business model, your decisions and daily practices actually reflect your intentions, not someone else's expectations. There's no moral value attached to the size of your business. Lifestyle is not less than, and scaling is not better than. What matters is that the business supports the life you want to live. When you honor this, everything becomes more centered, grounded, and sustainable. I often say money is not the enemy, it's an energy exchange. Money can carry heavy emotional weight for many people. Guilt, fear, shame, resistance. Some see money as corporate and they position themselves against the system. Others associate it with greed or exploitation. But money at its essence is neutral. It's simply an exchange of value, an energy transfer. When you offer something valuable, a solution, a transformation, a product, peace of mind, people choose to exchange money for that value. That exchange enables your business to continue serving, growing, employing others, and building impact. Learning business fundamentals is not about submitting to the system. It's about understanding the system so that you can navigate it with confidence and integrity. And so you can serve your customers more effectively. If you can't sustain your business because you don't have cash flow, you can't serve your customers. As humans, giving money is our way of saying thank you for this awesome thing that you did or gave to us. If you don't charge as much as it's worth, we may think it's not as awesome. A caveat here, though, is pricing could be another episode in itself, and I will do that one in the future. But I just want to make the point that this is often one of the first things that I look at with customers, because we're often afraid to charge because money feels icky, or we don't see the value in ourselves, or wish we didn't have to worry about the money side of things. In our current system, this is how business works. And in order for us to sustain amazing people doing amazing things, you need to get money for what you do. And people need to buy from small businesses, both things I'm very passionate about helping people to do. Because fundamentally for me, business at its core is human. We've been trading since the earlier times as evidence of trade in the evolution of human culture. It's about solving problems, creating value, helping people, building relationships, making someone's life better, easier, or more meaningful for them. When you approach money as energy and value exchange, it becomes easier to detach from fear and focus on genuine contribution. Extraordinary businesses do not come from extraordinary people. They come from ordinary people who build extraordinary capability. And this is where so many leaders become stuck. They're brilliant at what they do, but they're not yet confident in how to run a business, manage a business. They may even feel like business is uncomfortable or intimidating, especially if they didn't come from a corporate background. But you don't need to be a corporate giant to operate like a capable business leader and operate anything like a corporate. But you do need business models, and the right business models, the right systems, strategic thinking, digital fluency, time investment, and human-centered support to make your ordinary foundations extraordinary outcomes. And so more people can benefit from what you do, even if you want to stay small. Skills like decision-making, strategic clarity, and business model design are teachable. Just like anything that might be unknown, it can be intimidating at first, especially when a lot of people use a lot of jargon or say contrasting things, so you don't know which one is right. Not knowing can impact your confidence as a business leader to make decisions, and we might procrastinate and feel stuck, or we just simply don't know what we don't know. We can build our skills through practice or by taking a skills-focused course like the ones we offer at 25/8. We can build our confidence through aligned action linked to our personal will, growing capability, which is putting what we're learning into practice and seeing the results, and then reviewing and refining that. And with each step, you and your business becomes more resilient, more intentional, and more aligned with your version of success. Because business is human and it always will be. Even in a world of technology advancement, automations, AI, and noise, the most extraordinary businesses will always be the ones grounded in what it means to be human. Customers exchange value with businesses that understand their needs, deliver consistently, communicate clearly, provide genuine solutions, and make their lives better. When you build a business aligned with your strengths, your aspirations, and your values, you naturally create more human connection because you're showing up from a place of clarity, integrity, authenticity, not survival. Growth becomes less about proving something and more about expressing something, your purpose, your vision, your way of contributing to the world. Because extraordinary for me is simply ordinary done with intention. Most people overestimate what extraordinary requires. They picture brilliance or luck or a rare streak of genius, but really extraordinary is simply ordinary actions repeated consistently, ordinary systems designed intentionally, ordinary decisions made with clarity, and ordinary capabilities strengthened over time. So to capture what psychology terms the fresh start effect and use the start of this year as a temporal landmark that psychologically breaks you from the past, our imperfections, the things that we didn't achieve, and you see people emphasize their resolutions, the constant messages that we need to change ourselves, what I want you to consider is how you can accept who you are and what your business is right now. That you no longer wait for it to be perfect, that you love who you are and what your business is right now, how your ordinary is extraordinary and how you can strengthen that. If it is that you don't love it, what is it that you don't love? And think how you can incorporate that into your goal setting for the year. Because this is a great time to review and set intentions. Our motivation is usually higher and we have a renewed sense of possibility. But let's set ourselves up for success in choosing goals or intentions that are meaningful to what we actually want, what we truly want, what we are truly here to achieve. What are we passionate about? What will provide the intrinsic motivation to keep us going when the seas get rough in our journey? What we also want to make sure they're focused on the most important actions we need to take. 3 focus goals beat multiple random goals in terms of progressing to where we want to head to. Write them down, be specific, and have a backup. I use the if not then model. For example, I'd like to ensure we release a weekly podcast this year because I enjoy this form of content the most and I believe it offers the greatest value to people. However, I'm often teaching or coaching, so it can get delayed. This year, I intend to record each Monday. However, if not then, I'll record on Wednesday mornings. Having the backup means I don't think I failed when I didn't do it on Monday, and I'm more likely to do it on Wednesday. It also aligns with our company-wide goal of providing more content to help small businesses this year and help build more awareness for what we do. So what intentions or goals can you set at this time of year to help your extraordinary business? What does success mean to you? Success to us is someone choosing to define their path rather than following the default. It's deciding what matters and then building around that. And that's what we help you do at 25/8. We help you make the ordinary extraordinary in a way that honors your goals, your energy, your values, and your life. Because growth is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully, confidently, and sustainably yourself. Each quarter, you can join me in a virtual CEO session where I guide you through a review and refine process and help set you up for success for the upcoming quarter. If you'd benefit from guidance to create meaningful and achievable goals and support from someone reviewing your goals and strategy, join me in the next session. The links are in the show notes. See you next week. Thanks for listening to Make Time, a business podcast by 25/8. If you like the show, please take a moment to write a review and feedback on what you'd like to hear next. If you never want to miss an episode, hit subscribe or follow on your favourite listening channel. If you want to get even smarter, join our newsletter, community, or take one of our programs. Links down below. See you next time.